Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk about all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and more. This morning I woke up and there is a ton of movie news circulating around. I couldn't decide what video you guys wanted to see the most, so I decided to do another episode of Culture Catch-Up where we'll just kind of walk through all of it really quickly. We have some crazy MCU news for the WandaVision finale and for Spider-Man. We have a new Snyder Cut trailer. We have some first looks coming from Entertainment Weekly for the new Space Jam movie, another round of movie delays, and much more. So be sure to stick around till the end of the video so you can get all of that information in this episode of Culture Catch-Up. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are posting daily and uploading videos for your guys' entertainment, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything that we do post. Also, we will be doing a WandaVision finale watch party tonight live on the channel like we did last week, and then we'll be joining Cosmic Warren for a discussion afterwards. So if you're interested in seeing that, do not miss out on that fun opportunity. So to start off, let's talk about Entertainment Weekly's first look at Space Jam. This one will be featuring LeBron James. If you recall the first one with Michael Jordan, it was about Michael Jordan helping out the Looney Tunes with their predicament and not becoming slaves to these alien Looney Tune characters that showed up. Now, the way that this one seems to be playing out is LeBron James is going to be sucked into what they have called the Serververse, and an AI villain who will be played by Don Cheadle will be trying to take over the Warner Brothers Serververse. Now, this is very interesting because it will leave a window for Warner Brothers to include anybody that they have the rights to. That's Matrix, Mad Max, Harry Potter, DC. There's a long list of characters that they could involve in this Serververse passing and all of these characters, and it'll be really cool to see how that plays out. The director was talking about how he could use Mad Max or Matrix or even Wonder Woman to have some type of different play and involvement on the actual game, and it'll be cool to see how that comes together. Now, of course, these first looks that we got today are really cool because they are still images of LeBron James with some of the Looney Tunes character, with this crazy crowd behind them, which supposedly will have different characters from the Serververse, the Warner Brothers Serververse in it, and that's really exciting altogether. I'm really excited to see how this movie plays out. They are doing a fun spin on it, and I'm interested to see if they end up doing a really good job with it. Space Jam, 90s Space Jam, that was a great movie that I loved watching growing up as a kid, so hopefully they do this one justice, and I'm wishing them good luck with the Serververse idea. Next, we do have another round of delays coming from Universal Studios this time. Both of these movies that I'm going to talk about were relatively bigger box office movies, like Fast and Furious 9, which was supposed to come out just in May, which was delayed 1 month. This will now be coming out on June 25th instead of its prior release date in May, so not a huge issue with that one. However, the Minions movie, The Rise of Gru, has been delayed over a year, as it was set to come out on July 2nd, but it will now be coming out on July 1st, 2022. So we are still seeing that pushback and some issues with movies being delayed throughout all of this going on with the pandemic, and movie theaters struggling to fill themselves and to even be allowed to open in some states. But as we are seeing some states are opening up their movie theaters, we are getting the dual release with HBO Max and the movies that will be coming out the same day in theaters. And hopefully we can start transitioning into back to theater moments. We have seen, however, Disney has been a little bit strict about not moving Black Widow onto Disney+. So this movie remains to be released in May and is the only movie we should be expecting right now, big blockbuster movie, to release in May. No word whether or not that will also be delayed, but at the moment it is set to release, and Disney doesn't seem to be budging on the theatrical release for this movie or for Spider-Man 3, which is also only in theaters according to the trailers and the little teaser trailers we've been getting released with the titles. While we're on the theme of MCU, let's talk about WandaVision. The finale is tonight. We've all been watching along with big, huge questions. Hopefully we'll get some answers tonight, but we already did get one answer from Paul Bettany about that crazy cameo that he was referencing. He said earlier on that there was a character who he works with and they really light up and set fireworks off on the set. And he was really excited for us to see this play out in the finale. So, like the Marvel fan base that we are, we've been guessing who it was going to be, which character, what actor is going to have it, and who would he love to work with. Well, it turns out on Good Morning America this morning, he admitted he was talking about himself. And a lot of us have already kind of jumped to that conclusion when we did see White Vision in the last episode. So it turns out there is no big cameo, unless he's trolling us about trolling us, in which case... But the way I'm looking at it is you should expect it to be Paul Bettany was joking. He was talking about being on stage with himself, fighting himself. the two visions colliding. And that way, when nothing does happen, or if nothing does happen, you won't be disappointed. I am personally a little worried for the fan base that people are hoping for this big reveal in this episode, and I don't think we're really going to get one. We might get some little hints or some little Easter eggs or some name dropping, but we're not going to see anything absolutely crazy. I think if the fan base goes into this hoping to get some closure for WandaVision, they'll really enjoy it, but I am a little worried they're going to be hoping for Mephisto to show up, or Nightmare to show up, or a different Spider-Man from the different universe to show up, and I just don't think that's going to happen. So let's be excited for this finale, wrapping up this really cool story of WandaVision, giving us a background that we hadn't had on Wanda, and getting that Scarlet Witch name drop. And we'll see what else the finale has in store for us. Also, on the Spider-Man front, the official Twitter for Twitter was posting on Twitter this morning saying, "We're doing bios, what you got?" The official Spider-Man 3 movie Twitter account said, "What do you have for us?" And they responded saying Spider-Man 3, and then rattled off all of these cast lists and characters, including Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and many more, basically confirming the multiverse, but also leaving a lot of fans confused as to whether or not this is actually a play that they were doing, a bit that they were doing to reveal this, or whether or not it's just some miscommunication between Twitter and Spider-Man. And hopefully that will all come to a little bit more explanation and light really, really soon. But it's definitely kind of exciting to see that the official Twitter's posting the cast list with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in it, seemingly confirming the multiverse and the Spider-Verse will be happening in Spider-Man 3. Now, obviously, recently, Tom Holland has denied all of this is happening and that none of this is true, and we don't actually have an official confirmation because Twitter cannot officially confirm for Marvel what's going on. But we'll have to see what the Spider-Man 3 movie's Twitter account has to respond to them based off of what they gave them for their bio. Also, we got a brand new Snyder Cut trailer today, and this one is a focus on Batman, which makes sense because the first chapter of this 4-hour-long saga that we're going to be getting for the Justice League is called, don't count on it, Batman. He's going to be the original centerpiece of the Justice League Snyder Cut, as he's going to have these premonitions with the Joker, these different visions, and he's going to realize they need to get the gang back together, including Superman, who will be Black Suit Superman. The trailer's really cool. It shows a really cool sequence of Batman and then an entire group scene at the end, which again, always gets fans excited. The Justice League, although has struggled with these cinematic movies and masterpieces, is always an exciting piece to have another addition to. So I'm excited to see how the Snyder Cut plays out, how this has an effect in the future of the DC Universe, and what other things can play for us while we are waiting for all of this to come out. But that's going to be just in a couple weeks. March 18th is the release for the Snyder Cut, and we have gotten a lot more posters, trailers, information from Zack Snyder himself, and it's something to be excited for. We're still waiting to see if this is going to be canon to the actual DC universe, but like I've said in other videos, it seems unlikely. It seems like we're going to get this to push a little bit of more traffic over to HBO Max, and DC knows we want it. Warner Brothers know we want it, but they're not trying to build off of this. It seems like with this Flash movie coming out, they're going their own direction. But that was a crazy news for the morning. MCU, DC, delays in movies, Space Jam first looks, a lot of different stuff coming out, and I thought, let's just push that all into one 10-minute video, and hopefully people will enjoy it that way. This was another episode of Culture Catch-Up. Let me know what you thought about all of the news in the comments down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say and what you think about what's happening in the movie news realm and all of those different ideas you guys have. I'm very excited for all of this stuff, less of the delays, but hopefully that will come to an end soon, and we might even get Black Widow in May. Thank you guys so much for watching until the very end of the video. If you find it helpful, useful, or entertaining, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell, as we're posting daily uploads of all things major movie and television news, breakdowns, and theories right here on Cosmic Culture.